What is up, everybody? How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. This is our Halo 4 commentary, and we're playing some big team Slayer, I believe, today. And you'll see me doing a few weird things along with my friend Sergio. We're actually trying to get a few commendations like assassinations and splatters and stuff like that. So, I mean, you won't see us doing the most practical thing, but it is pretty entertaining, and I get a really weird kill right there. Yeah, I just get a mongoose out of nowhere. But, yeah, so that's basically the rundown for the gameplay. It's not the best in the world, but it's pretty entertaining. Anyway, moving on. We're going to talk about today the top 10, or my top 10 list of what I want to play. Basically games from E3, and a few aren't from E3, but I think most of them appeared there. But anyway, starting off with number 10, Dead Rising 3. It looks really cool. I haven't really been a Dead Rising fan at all. I didn't really like the game mechanics and how it worked, but they were saying that this is open world, and it's like there's a shit ton of zombies, and you know, you get to craft things and make things on the fly, and it's like more survival than just sort of surviving in a mall or somewhere else. The other games are cool, don't get me wrong, but this is sort of my style, so I might check that one out. Number 9, Call of Duty Ghosts. I've played so much Call of Duty, guys. Like, since Call of Duty 2 came out, me and my friends have been playing it, and honestly, they're sort of milking it dry. If you started later on in the franchise, sure, like I can totally see you're like hyped for it, but it's just not. I'm not. It still looks like a great game, but I'm not too excited for it like these other games. So moving on, it does look like a good game. Number 8 being Assassin's Creed 5 Black Flag. That one looks, the themes for these games just look phenomenal, along with Assassin's Creed having one of the best sort of settings and storylines. I played the first one, it glitched out for me, and I haven't played the other ones, and I'm again not a huge fan of it, but this one looks really, really cool, and I'll probably check it out. It just looks really immersive and looks like it can be a lot of fun. Swimming in the ocean, sort of jungle areas, and just it looks really cool. And then number 7 being Beyond Two Souls. Again, I don't have a PS4, or I'm probably not gonna get one. I'm not sure if it's coming out for PS3, but the story looks really cool. It has what's her name from Juno in it as like the character in the whole game, and it just looks really cool. And how they bring in the two souls part, and her having like really rough life and different turnouts. I'm not sure about the story too much, but it looks really cool from what I've seen. I watched the whole E3 live stream, so I saw a lot of it. But number 6 is The Division. That one looks really cool. Again, it's sort of like post-apocalyptic, sort of flu outbreak, where you and your friends can like team up as this elite division who's been trained in skill sets on how to survive in a scenario such as what has happened. And you're in New York, and you're fighting against other factions. I think it's always online. It's open world in New York. It looks really cool. I'll definitely be checking that one out. It's third-person shooter and everything. I'm not a huge fan of those, but man, this one looks really cool. There's lots of good third-person shooters out there. So yeah, I'll probably check this one out. They showed some gameplay mechanics of it, and yeah, it looks really cool. So if some of my friends get it, we'll probably make a division and team up and go kill some other players online. But there's a few cool things that you can do in the game. It's pretty immersive as well. Basically, a flu outbreak or epidemic sort of happens, and basically it's 3 weeks after. Oh, this is pretty cool. I raped that kid, and this other guy's trying to kill me on the ghost. But anyway, not trying to get sidetracked here. So it's 3 weeks after an epidemic, and like everybody's basically an enemy except your sort of division and the people you trust. And you can go in certain areas. It's sort of futuristic in the sense that you have this like wristband where you can like put a holographic map on the ground, and you can see the whole entire city. And you actually see that there's like a police station that's having some trouble with some bandits or something like that. And you and your division roll up, and you basically take out these bandits, and there's like Molotovs being thrown, and then one of your buddies actually comes in with a UAV and takes out a few and spots a few things. He does a numerous amount of things to help your squad out, and then he says he needs to go off and do some other things, which is really cool. And then you have a few like gadgets and stuff and devices, and UAVs and stuff like that. It just looks like a really cool game, and it's definitely on my list of things to try out and look at. Number 5 is Dying Light. This game looks absolutely sick. I'm a huge zombie survival fan. Dead Rising 3 is super cool, but this is sort of the style that I'm looking for. It's a first-person zombie survival horror game sort of thing. It's not really horror, but anyway, you're a free runner, so it's like it's from the creators of Dead Island, so there's going to be melee combat, so you can customize your weapons and everything like you could in basically Dead Island. But I'm hoping the gameplay mechanics are going to be a lot smoother, faster, and I hope there's going to be some really cool shooting mechanics in there, because Dead Island's shooting mechanics didn't really work for me. Like, the game wasn't broken, but it wasn't up to par with, like, you know, some of the other aspects that make the game run smoothly. But definitely, it looks really, really cool. So it's like Mirror's Edge combined with some Dead Island. It just looks super cool. Go and survive with your friends. You navigate the city by by free running and stuff, jumping over buildings, hitting zombies, customizing your weapons to the best of your ability and to the best of your needs through navigating the city. And when it has like a day-night mechanic as it would in real life, so basically I'm not sure if it counteracts with your time zone. So if it's nighttime where you're at, it's nighttime in the game, but it has a 24-hour night and day cycle. So if it's night in the game, it's going to be night for a long time. And when it's dark, well, I'm not sure if it's 24 hours, but it does have a day and night cycle. But when it's dark, the zombies are stronger and all sorts of stuff. There is slow zombies, but most of them sprint, like World War Z status, and basically some pretty crazy shit. So that game looks really cool. I'm really looking forward to it, but we'll have to wait and see how it, what the gameplay looks like. We've only seen CGI so far. Number 4 is Halo 5. I'm a huge Halo fan. The Halo 4 campaign was pretty good. It didn't really leave a cliffhanger, but that's not essential. But it's like, I was sort of wondering where the hell the story's gonna go. It's like, okay, Cortana's dead, Master Chief is sort of just depressed. So it's like, they haven't really given you any hints to what the next game was gonna be like all the other Halos have, with some cliffhangers and stuff like that. So I was kind of wondering, and then they announced the Halo 5 release trailer, and people were kind of talking smack about it, but like, you know, half the videos about some dude just walking around in the desert, you know. But it was during the Microsoft press conference that they released it, and it was really random. They're talking about new developers and indie game developers and stuff, and then we saw this game. I was like, oh, it's a pretty cool looking game, I guess. We didn't know that it was Master Chief yet. And then this thing rises out of the ground, and it's sort of a mech looking thing, and then we see Master Chief's like hand and stuff, and it's like, oh shit, it's Halo. Like, that's crazy. And it was a huge surprise. So from that aspect, it was really cool. But yeah, there was lots of anticipation of what it was actually going to be. Some people thought it was going to be Prince of Persia, some other people thought it was going to be something else. I thought it was going to be like an Armored Core, but yeah, so it was looking pretty good. Moving on, my number 3 on my list is GTA 5. Oh no, my number 3 is Battlefield 4. Sorry. Battlefield 4 looks amazing. They did a 64-player demo of it on stage at the EA press conference, and it was really cool. They showed all sorts of new stuff. They showed more basically ocean or sea warfare in boats, and you can actually evacuate a boat into a jet ski and continue on right from there, so you can have a fast getaway. Some really cool stuff. The destruction is off the wall. Like, you can shoot out at a support beam and tanks will fall through one level of like to like a basement level if you shoot out a support beam. All sorts of stuff. You can take out bridges. There's commander mode where your commander can take down other tanks and, you know, fleets of men or squads and stuff with missiles, and he can help you out and tell you what objectives are free from enemies and stuff to go get. It's really, really cool. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And the destruction level, as I was saying, like, they destroyed a whole skyscraper. 64 players on console now. They're doing a whole bunch of stuff that's going to be revolutionary to the game and to EA in general. So I think they're going to do really well with that side of things. GTA 5 is my number 2 on my top 10 list. It just looks great. It's going to be back in San Andreas, which is awesome. I love San Andreas. Well, it's going to be back in the LA region, and I think it's going to be even bigger than what San Andreas was. It's like the biggest map that they've ever built. So they're going to be doing tons of things. Planes are back in it. I was so sad when GTA 4 didn't have planes. Hopefully they have just as many cheat codes as they did in San Andreas, like for single player. I know in some aspects it sort of ruined the game, but they should have like a sort of option to have full cheat codes and then to play the game normally with like just a few cheat codes that are essential if people want them. But the cheat codes were like my favorite thing about San Andreas. You could just screw around, spawn monster trucks, spawn anything. But it looks amazing. Super looking forward to that. Moving on, my top placement on my top 10 list, my number 1 slot is Destiny. Destiny just looks insane. It looks so good. An open world first person shooter. You get to travel the solar system in your own ship. It just looks crazy. If you don't know much information about it, there's tons of videos on the internet right now. I'm running out of time, but thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. But with that, guys, I will talk to you later. Peace out, everyone.